suddenly woke up and found my face and my whole body covered in sand, and the sun was very intense. This was the first time I had experienced such a situation at sea.
And look around. Maybe I could find another survivor. But unfortunately, the shore was empty. There was nothing but the wooden debris that the waves had thrown. And if I weren't in a hair-raising situation, I would have enjoyed the beauty of the scene.
I crawled on the ground until I reached the shade of a tree to rest a little. And here the real shock began. Strange creatures appeared before me. They looked like women, but of an unnatural kind.
I thought I was hallucinating from fatigue and dehydration.
Human bodies, but the features of cats and tigers. Their faces half human, half cat.
One of them, who looked like the leader, approached. And they carried bone spears and surrounded me.
She sniffed my scent like a cat, spoke a strange language.
They carried me on a wooden stretcher.
And walked into the island as if I were a royal guest. They kept walking with me for a long distance. They kept walking with me for a long distance. Looking at me as if they saw a prophecy walking on Earth.
Of course, I don't understand anything, except that I'm terrified.
And we arrived at a strange village. Not on the ground. No, in the trees.
Huts carved inside giant tree trunks, and wooden suspension bridges in the air connecting each tree to the next. The smell of the sea and fruit is everywhere. Even their smell was strange, a smell I can't describe. The smell of the sea and fruit is everywhere. Even their smell was strange, a smell I can't describe.
They brought me into the main hall and presented me to the leader.
An old, large cat, completely white fur. Luminous green eyes.
She looked at me for a long time. Silent. Do not be afraid, traveler. The markings on your skin confirm the prophecy. And suddenly, she spoke, and I understood her words. She said, "You are the one who comes from the sea."
A person emerging from the ocean. Just like me. Just like what happened.
And she said that a prophecy awaits me, and that its mark is on my body. And she pointed to the tiger drawing that I... And the leader began to tell their story. The prophecy speaks of a time when the blight will consume us all, unless the one from the sea intervenes. She extended the skewer, a silent question. In her eyes, I saw not judgment, but a desperate hope.
In the warmth of their fire, this glistening fish was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. A true gift of life. I was surprised that I liked its taste very much, because I was hungry and hadn't eaten for a long time.
She studied me with a calm I couldn't comprehend, searching for a hope I did. After that, their leader started talking to me again and told me many things about her people, and that they have been suffering for a long time.
Refined. This is all that is left of the people, and they have been living for thousands of years waiting for the prophecy to be fulfilled.
That their island is dying slowly, and everything has started to end.
And she showed me a very large part of the island that is truly blighted, and that the water is getting more and more polluted over time, and the fish are also dying. And all the trees and plants in it are dead, and there is no form of life in it.
And over the years, the whole island will turn into this same shape.
And she confirmed that the prophecy says that the person who comes from the heart of the ocean is the only one who can.
I have no special power or abilities to help you. I'm just an ordinary sailor, trying to make a living.
I need the power. Please, Robica, the prophecy demands it. Just give me the strength to fight the darkness.
There must be another way. Some other power.
Some... power. I am Sha'ada. I know you don't believe the prophecy. And it is not important for you to have any supernatural power to help us.
I learned your language from the books the waves brought to our shore.
All we need is for you to be brave, to make a sacrifice, and to believe in that sacrifice from within. Then, everything will be solved.
I asked her, what happens if I decide to leave?
If I don't want to help you, then all the daughters of the moon will die. Our tribe will disappear completely before the next full moon. That is what the prophecy confirms. And unfortunately, you are the only one who can help us. The fate of the entire tribe rests on you. And so, over time, Shada began to teach me everything about the island.
I was trying to explore everything and understand more, so that maybe I could actually help them.
She assured me that they were not savages, that they have a distinct culture, and I was surprised they had a very ancient civilization.
There are only 53 of us, and there are no males among us at all. They all died. The only thing we've managed is that we can reproduce without males, but the number decreases with each generation. The blight creeps closer every day, sailor. Soon this beauty will be gone, and we along with it. The sad voice she spoke with. I felt for her. My heart was truly affected by everything I heard and saw from them.
The trees look different, and even the fruits and vegetables look different. I admitted to her that their world is very beautiful, like a paradise.
I saw very strange things on their island that I could never have imagined existed.
And before I could finish my words, Shu'ad cut me off. Our world was beautiful, but
The trees look different, and even the fruits and vegetables look different. I admitted to her that their world is very beautiful, like a paradise.
And she took me to the devastated area of the island, so I could see it up close, with my own eyes.
And there, I saw a vast difference between the two worlds. I was very sad about the things that were destroyed.
Shuad explained to me and said that these cracks are increasing every day, and that in 12 days at most,
No, don't say that. We still have a chance. We have to try. I tried to reassure her and told her that there must be a solution for what is happening, and that they should have searched more.
And here was the shock. Shuad told me that any of them who gets close to the center dies, or gets sick and dies a few days later.
They told me no one could ever cross this line. That I, according to their prophecy, was the only one who could enter that place. I stared at the research center from a distance, terrified of the task they'd given me. I saw it, hey! A strange, terrifying shape. The mission felt impossible. I asked for Robica's permission, requesting that Sha'ada guide me closer. I needed to see the area for myself.
I must insist on investigating the facility myself. I need your permission to proceed.
Sha'ada insisted on accompanying me to the very edge of the territory she was allowed to enter. I found strange, and then I saw it, a sign in English. It belonged to a biological research center named Zeta.
What does biological research mean?
I tried to explain it simply. It's a type of experiment, I told her.
They were the ones who created these creatures, hybrids of humans and animals.
I realized then, the Moon Girls were not a natural species.
As I initially thought, they are nothing more than human experiments.
I asked Shadow what she knew about their ancient history. And that's when I was sure something was wrong, when she told me she knew nothing except that Grandmother Robica is the first mother, and that
I understood they were created about 100 years ago, that humans made them through their experiments, and that something, or some toxic substance, has leaked from the facility, and with every passing period, the destruction grows more and more.
But I kept all of this inside me, not wanting to admit it to them.
That humans are the cause of all their problems, that the prophecy they believe in might just be distorted memories in their minds that they themselves invented.
Such fragile beauty born from our mistakes. They worship the moon, but on this particular night, when I saw them dancing under the moonlight, I understood how conscious and
Liam. And that's enough for them to preserve their lives. It doesn't matter what their origin is, because
I kept thinking all night. Are you afraid? Are you afraid?
I will try to help you as much as I can. I have some knowledge of chemistry and mechanics. But I'm still figuring out how to proceed.
I know that this prophecy was written by my ancestors. They were certain that someone would come from the outside world. Every day, we do what we must to survive. I will stay by your side. I will help you complete this mission.
even if it costs me my life.
Then there is something you must know
The truth.
about your origin.
The burns on my skin, they weren't an accident. It was the weapon the clan leader mentioned.
I knew she was right. They still had a problem that had to be solved for their lives to continue.
The next morning, everyone in the village gathered. They prepared me to go and performed certain rituals on me.
None of this mattered to me. I just wanted to put them at ease. I saw the hope in...
Be brave. Help us with all your heart.
They made me a mask from very primitive materials, cloth and charcoal, to protect me a little from the poison gases there.
And by chance, on the shore, I found a bag of lime. I took it with me.
Because I knew I would benefit from it.
Look after them. I will return with the water.
Be careful, sailor. Our hope goes with you.
I was shocked when I found her crying, so afraid for me. She asked me to promise her that I would...
So I promised her that I would do everything I could and return as soon as possible.
I bid farewell to her and all her people, and began my journey.
So I promised her that I would do everything I could and return as soon as possible.
Before I left, I spoke with Shada and insisted that if I didn't return within 2 days at most, she should not send anyone to look.
I felt a great responsibility, a heavy burden on my shoulders, thinking about the people who had pinned all their hopes on me. My service in the Navy taught me that we used lime to reduce the danger of chemical agents.
I could see them standing, watching me from a distance, all of them filled with hope and fear at the same time. It was the same black liquid that was poisoning the whole island, so I took a risk and went inside to see what was happening.
All my suspicions were confirmed. I realized this was a very old and abandoned laboratory.
I also found documents and old contracts thrown around the place, and on one of them, I read about a project called Chimera. I saw their first successful specimen, confined in a glass tank, with the scientist's photograph next to it, full of pry.
I read everything in the research to understand more, and that's when the shock came. I discovered they were creating the... And when the war ended, they decided to stop the entire project, cancel it, and get rid of the specimens they had made.
The poison dispersal system activated by mistake. All the scientists died, and no one could deactivate the device.
I was relieved when I saw that the control panel was still working after all these years. And indeed,
I finally succeeded, and the leak stopped. But I knew the problem wasn't solved.
After thinking for a long time, I remembered the lime. I had experience with these things from my time in the Navy.
I worked for several hours until sunset. I got very tired, and I made a very large...
I worked for several hours until sunset. I got very tired, and I made a very large protective circle with the lime. I was so exhausted I could only see yellow, the color of the rusted barrels. But despite it all, I was determined to finish.
all that time, I was thinking about the tribe, their lives depending on what I was doing. That's what gave me the resolve never to give up. Everything began to mend. Overjoyed, I just cried.
I knew it was just a matter of time before all these dead plants would return to life.
I returned to them. There, I found them waiting for me on the ledge, impatient.
I threw myself on the ground in front of them, so tired I couldn't stand on my feet.
Shadow ran to me to help, the worry stark in her eyes. She thanked me. You really succeeded. The destruction has stopped, and the scent of nature is beginning to return.
I slept until night from sheer exhaustion, watching them celebrate this great victory.
Shadow sat with me, tending to the wounds on my body.
We remained like that all night. The next day.
In the morning, Rubica was waiting for me to know what happened in detail. I told her what I did from the moment I arrived until I came back.
Anything I couldn't explain, Shadow would translate.
The strange thing is that they are the results of human experiments.
Hybrids between
Humans and animals.
and all the problems. And the stranger thing is that they accepted the matter very normally, and no one among them was upset. They didn't care about their origin.
They thanked me for everything I did, and I tried to explain to them that anyone in my place could have done this.
And that there was nothing special about me at all. Despite everything I said, they still insisted that I am a great person.
And that I came here specifically to help them, and that fate brought me together with them. And at that moment,
Our prophecy has a second part. The Savior who solves our problem has the right to stay with us and be the father of our new generation. We must have a new father, or else within a few generations we will all...
Look, I'm grateful you saved me, but I have to get back. I have a family. I don't belong here, no matter what the readings say. It was all so strange. I laughed out of sheer bewilderment and tried to calmly explain that this was impossible. We are different species. After I finished speaking, Rubica showed me a paper she'd found on the shore some days ago. It was clearly from the documents in my stash. I spent 2 days mulling it over, helping them clean the camp. This paper confirmed that these creatures were genetically compatible with humans, that interbreeding was possible. I couldn't believe it! Overjoyed! I wanted to reach it at any cost. I started screaming, shouting for them. Suddenly, while I was on the shore, I saw a ship, very close.
I thought this was my chance to go back to my old life, my family. But as soon as I turned my head, I found the whole tribe standing around me.
Even Robica stood at a distance, looking at me with hope, patiently waiting for me to agree. I ran to her to talk.
The ship, it's surely coming to look for you. I need to know, what is your decision?
The problem was, I couldn't decide. I was afraid I'd regret whatever I chose.
You are human. It is your right to leave, to continue your life in a way that makes you happy. I was surprised she said all that. I thought she would hold on to me more.
And what would you do if I decided to stay? To live the rest of my life here, on the island?
You would be mad to do that. To choose to live on a primitive island, far from the whole world, with beings that are not even.
Natural.
You have the decision, the choice. You don't have to regret anything, because you've helped us.
I started to tell her about my past life, and how in the short time I lived with you all.
I never knew what home was until I met you. How can I go back now?
I've grown to love you all so much, and I don't know how.
I tried to hint that I was drawn to her, because I had truly fallen in love with her. And I myself didn't know how that happened. We're so glad you're alive.
We thought we lost everyone. You're the only one. The other 22, they're gone.
There were 22. You're the only one left.
Wait for me here. I have to get my things.
I will speak to you with complete honesty. If I decide to stay here and truly become the father, I will act on my own terms. I will set the laws of this place.
Look at it, Luna. So green. So oblivious. They have no idea. I took her, changed her life, dragged her into my world, forcibly.
There was no reason. And I feel no guilt for it.
Guilt is for men. I am not one. Monsters do not lie. This is truth.
She pretends to sleep. She is not.
I hear her fear. It calls to me.
No.
was the first voice in a decade, not my own.
In that moment, I forgot everything. Instinct took over. My instinct. I was taught. This world is strange. My life is strange. But even a monster knows loneliness.